check. just can't get to the back of my head. I mean, if you wet it, you can't do it if you want me to. No, we're gonna cut it dry. If you wet it when you cut, I got you. Yeah. It'll stretch it out, and then my pearls it doesn't. Leave it where it is, like the heart and everything. Yeah, I can do it if you want me to. I can even take like, I can even like draw a picture on the paper. And print it out. If we want to do that next week, I'll write the very copy. Oh, good. I have to use the letter. No, it's really not good. No, I have no. Yeah, if that's all that needs to be done, I can do that. Maybe you can do that too. Yours already has my clear. I haven't been to a person to get my hair cut. Yeah, I usually don't. I very rarely get my hair cut. I try to. I trimmed it. Right now it's getting so ratty looking. But his hair really ratty. You just take a little turkey trim. Turkey trim. Can I take a shower? Why do you make it? What are you doing with hot chocolate? That's a lot of hot chocolate. That's like 4 packets worth of milk.
It's like 2 cups.
Yeah, that's not 4 cups. Oh, there's a 4. You should do some of the Oreo. The bucket M&M candies are so gross. That sounds so great. You just say I'm gonna change it. Yeah. I did it. Kevin did. And he bought a. I asked for candy canes, and he came back with those, so I could make peppermint gelato. And he brought me those, and I was like, "What are these?" And he was like, "I don't know." Wow. Your stocking rack? Yeah.
I think Curtis.
Oh. Was it yours or Grace?
I think mine.
Oh, it was too. He'll just steal some stuff from Grace. Yeah, he was eating it.
I heard him come up in the middle of the night and then like go to the bag and then walk back down the stairs.
Well, you never finish your candy from Halloween. Right. What's Griffin gonna do when he graduates school? Griffin. No? I know. Aries already got planned. Oh, well, she got planned. Yeah. I don't know. What do you want to do?
Well, but you know.
See a nail model. There you go. Can you people please shut up? I know. I'm gonna be in a constant state of like I can't believe everything.
Sup, Jess?
I don't know how to get out of this. I have to let it go. Like they're much practice.
My audio is on, and now I'm live streaming. What do you think of that? Huh? Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I don't know if you're listening or not, but I started early just to make sure everything was working okay. Is this working okay? Yeah, it's working because you said audio was coming through. We're about 6 minutes away from our live stream. I know this is recording, I believe, so this will eventually be seen after the fact. So I guess I'll just start talking to myself now. I don't want to talk about anything too important. mainly due to the fact that there's Jess is here. I think Jess is here. She said she could hear me earlier, so she might be away from her computer, AFK, if you will. I suppose we should get a YouTube studio window up just to keep an eye out on subscription. Oh, what's up, Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits? She's hopping in and out. That's what she does. By the way, we are at 700. I don't know who our 700th was, but we'll get into the thanks a little bit later on. I wonder who it was. The world may never know. Yeah, I can't believe we did it. 700 is a huge number, and that's about time to unsub. You motherfucker. 700's a lot, and 700 is 200 more than we were at this point, just about this point last year, when we were hitting 500. So 500 is technically the lowest amount that you can monetize with, as long as you have about 3,000 watch hours on the last 365 days. And so we are at about 1,600 watch hours for the last 365 days. So technically, though, we cannot monetize yet. And monetization, honestly, this is for posterity, not so much for Jess. But it's almost pointless unless you're getting 100,000, 200,000 subscribers. I don't know that monetizing means a whole lot, but I think in your mind as a YouTube content creator, it does mean a lot. And just getting to 700 and almost 1,600 hours over the last 365 days is phenomenal, outstanding, terrific, fantastic, lovely, wonderful, and all the things in between. So this is a night of celebration rather than anticipation. I'm gonna grab my guitar while we wait. We still got about another 3 minutes here. And for the fact that people will be watching this later, let me just say that Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits is a phenomenal cryptid channel, the best on YouTube. If you are not subscribed and you are a fan of cryptids, cryptid knowledge, the things that go bump in the night, then you should absolutely. I'm going to the store. I'll pop back in. Okay, you should absolutely subscribe to Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits. If you're a fan of the Vodkast, I implore you to go check out our channel. Let me see if I can pop it in the comments down below or to the side, if that's whatever the case may be here. YouTube, thank you for giving me an outlet for me to share shit. No, that's NFL. That is not Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits. Cryptid Bits, copy, link, address. Where do we put it? All right, I'll catch you later, Jess. I just went ahead and shared that. Like I said, this is mostly for people who are going to watch this later on, because right now Jess is the only one that's live with me, and she's going to the store. Let's go to the store and buy some shit. Stuff you don't need, but you're gonna have to deliver it to your belly and your lungs if you're smoking cigarettes. Tomorrow may be better, but tonight you're smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. Yeah, motherfucker. Maybe Jessel won't be our live viewer tonight. That's perfectly fine too. I'm super excited to be here at 700, and I've got a lot to say about it, and a lot will be said if you guys stick around and watch this video in the future. Right now, I'm currently live, but it's a funny thing talking to people in the future when you're only in the present at the moment. I went to the future once, and it was awesome. It was totally awesome. Yeah. We have 7 billion subscribers in the future, almost the whole planet. I'm working on getting the whole planet involved. I think some of those other non-subscribers may not have access to the internet, but we're getting there. So in 3 years, you'll notice that the channel is up to 7 trillion billion subscribers. I love making the vodcast. I think it's such a blast. It's such a different outlet, a creative outlet. I want to talk about creative outlets. I don't want to talk about too much until we got some viewers here. So yeah, we'll hold off. But I'm gonna play some songs, I guess. I don't know. If I can switch this, can I switch this to? I think I'm on the SSL. That's good. I want it on the SSL. Let's get rid of this light here. Bring this microphone in. Check. I'll wait till someone's here to hear my songs. Love that chord. Love it. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful chord, isn't it? You like that chord? I like that chord. Oh, and the way it transitions back to E. Such a beautiful thing. How do I check my microphone? I don't want to mute. I just want to make sure I got the right mic. No way to tell. No way to tell. You don't have access to this feature. What feature are you speaking of? YouTube? Okay, for those of you watching in the future, what do we want to talk about in the meantime? Non-vodcast related. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna keep saying things that will preoccupy your time while you're waiting for me to actually discuss the matter at hand, which is, of course, finally arriving at 700 subscribers. It was a number I hoped that I would reach before the end of the year, but I told myself as long as we could get there before the end of the road to 50, I'm about 10 years behind on the road to 40, I would be super excited. So I'm super excited, more than my face may show. It seems you can be sure of anything anymore. Maybe the stars will change my name. Go ahead and rearrange now. Oh, we got another viewer here. I'm not sure who our second viewer is here tonight, but Jess has stepped out to go to the store. I'm opening up the floor to questions tonight. We have arrived at 700 subscribers. So, as I stated earlier, this is a celebration now instead of anticipation of waiting. And hopefully, before the night is over, we'll get to 7,000 subscribers. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Number two, if you want to throw your name down in the chat, you don't have to, of course. We are here to talk about the road to 50, the Vodkast, the future of the Vodkast. I'm here to thank everybody. I just want to wait until we got a few more viewers before I get into greater detail about it. So hang out with me, have a drink. You got any questions? I have a video coming up that I could use some questions. If you've ever had any questions for me, now would be the time to add it in the comments off to the side or below or wherever the hell it is in your case. In my case, it's over to the right. And I sincerely appreciate you guys coming here tonight and spending your time with me while we talk about all these things. There's a lot to talk about, much to talk about, many things to say to you guys. I want to thank you guys, obviously for being here tonight and taking time out of your Sunday night. I know that Sunday nights are a lot for people because Monday night or Monday morning, you're back to work. Monday morning. Oh, we're back to one. I apparently have lost them with my incredibly shitty song that I was coming up with here. But we'll keep the guitar on standby. Something to share with you guys. Maybe a song or two before we leave things for the night. Yeah. I started this a little bit early just so that we could get things working because back in the day before this was a standard thing to go live stream, there was always technical difficulties and it was never a super easy thing. And that's something I was talking about or a little bit earlier. My friend Katie's over and my wife Carol, how kids are growing up in a generation of bloodborne. What does that mean? It means that like video games. Back in my day, they were difficult. They were hard. Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins were incredibly difficult games. But nowadays, it seems like that's the standard. Like you're a lot of kids are way into like getting beat down over a video game, and it's like, nah, man, I want to lay back. I want to enjoy things. I want to enjoy the ride. And I think that's how I've always tried to take life. You got to enjoy the ride because if you're not enjoying the ride, what's the point in it all? That's what I always say. At least once a day. Get up in the morning, brush my teeth, look myself in the mirror and say, what's the point? What is the point? But if you're watching this and it's still 2025, probably before the end of January, I am looking for questions that you might ask me in a situation. I will try to answer some of them tonight. However, most of them I'm attempting to save for a special episode of the podcast that's coming up. It's been in the works for several years, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to. And I got to thank, I don't know if he's going to be here tonight or not. So I will thank him now and I'll thank him again later if he happens to pop in. But the producer slash seducer, Rick Brady, um, a lot of the channel over the last few years, I have to give him credit for, especially the hot stuff. If you've ever been into or watched any of my stuff on my hot playlist, that's all due to Rick, because that's something that wouldn't have been a part of the channel if it wasn't for him. So thank you, Rick. And I'll thank you personally if you hop in. I don't know if Jess is my only viewer at this point or not, so I don't want to get too far into it. It's a funny thing, is like balancing and measuring who's watching with who's going to watch and not having to repeat myself repeatedly, which I don't mind doing at all. But we'll hold off. We'll hold off a little bit here. Let me have a sip of my tasty beverage. That's something we could talk about a little briefly before we get a lot of viewers here. The Vodkast, originally, when I started the YouTube channel, it was the road to 40. It was my journey from 39 to 40. And it was just a kind of supposed to be a documentary type deal that I was going to leave for my kids and grandkids and great grandkids and great great grandkids and great 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 grandkids. You get the point. And it was supposed to basically just be about, me and leaving a mark for them to pick up on. Actually, that's a funny thing. Let me grab something real quick. My mother was phenomenal at saving things and documenting things, and I think maybe that's a part of why I do what I do. Maybe it's in my blood. But this is a basically a photo album that accumulated over the course of 50 years or so. It's my family and where we came from and who got married when and who left the military when they left the military, so on and so forth. It's been nice to kind of look back at that and have that as a reference point. And that's kind of like I said, road to 40 10 years ago at this point, almost 10 years, in about less than 2 months we'll be there, was all about documenting documenting. Does that sound right? I don't know if it sounds right or not, but cataloging history of life, and so I wanted to leave something behind for future generations and my family to watch and be a part of. So welcome, other viewer. If you want to drop any questions or say hi down in the chat, feel free. You're not obligated, but I really appreciate you showing up here tonight, and like I said earlier, spending your Sunday night, which of course leads to Monday mornings, which is never the ideal situation. So I appreciate you guys being here. We have made it to 700 subscribers, which earlier when I set up this live stream, I didn't know if it was going to be a celebratory thing or an anticipation thing, always waiting for that last one. But we're here now. And hell, if we have any luck, maybe we'll get to, I don't know, 7 billion tonight. I don't know what number we'll reach, but I'm just going to keep chatting, because as long as there's one person watching, then I want to entertain you. So let's see here. We got a guitar ready to go. Maybe we can play some songs at some point. Yeah, this has been crazy. 10 years will, February 28th basically wraps up 10 years of my YouTube channel. And I don't see any end to it anytime soon. I really enjoy doing this. I stated recently in a video that this is kind of very therapeutic for me. It kind of gives me an opportunity to do something creatively outside of the norm of drawing or playing music or all the other avenues that I like to be a part of. We got 4. Hey, play Heaven by Warrant. All right. I can remember the key it's in. Hang on. 700. Hey, that's my lover. That's my wife, Carol. Got a picture of your house and you're standing by the door in the nude. You want me to play it? No, I'd probably get banned from YouTube if I did that. It's black and white and faded, and it's looking pretty worn. I see the factory that I work silhouetted in the back. The memories of grave, but man, they're really coming back. I don't need to be the king of the world. Long as I'm the hero of this little girl. Heaven isn't too far away. Closer to it every day. You can't hear the guitar. Shit. Well, that would have been nice. Would have been nice. I tried to set this up so that we would have the guitar as well. I don't know if that's something I can change on the fly here or not. You don't have access to that feature. Apparently, I don't have enough subscribers. So let's go ahead and get that subscription count up to 7,000 tonight. And then maybe at some point, whatever that is, will allow me to do whatever I need to do. That's only a mute button. I wish I could change. Oh, I can. Hang on. Details, thumbnail, playlist. I just no, that's not what I need. Customization. Can I choose? No, I can't. Yeah, I wanted to set it up so that I'd have access to this mic. Hang on a second. Check. Can anybody hear what's coming out of this microphone right now? Can anybody hear anything? Nothing? Can't hear the guitar. Okay. Well, I guess unless I end the live stream, there's no way for me to alter the ability to add this microphone in, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping that maybe low as hell. So this is low. I can get that up. There we go. I'm a stupid idiot. It was my fault. Oh shit. Okay. Heaven by Warrant. This song I used to play kind of as a joke because it's got a key change in it, and I used to love to take the keychain as high as I could, but okay. Any better? Can you hear that? Can you hear that? How about that? How about now? How about that? How about now? Check. I got a picture of your house, and you're standing by the door. It's black and white and faded, and it's looking pretty worn. I see the factory that I worked, silhouetted in the back. The memories are grave, but man, they're really coming back. I don't need to be the king of the world. Long as I'm the hero of this little girl. That's a really creepy line now that I think about it. Heaven isn't too far away. Gone again, really? I think it's when the vocals come in there, they're just kind of overpowering it. It would have been a bummer. It would have been nice to be able to play some songs for you guys, all for you guys. That better? That's better? Let's try it. I'll try it one more time. I don't remember all the words of the song, so we're only going to get through it as far as I can. Got a picture of your house, and you're standing by the door. It's black and white and faded, and it's looking pretty worn. I see the factory that I worked. I never worked at a factory. Silhouetted in the what? You should put the lyrics on the internet. How am I supposed to put the lyrics on? I got one hand playing the guitar, the other hand playing the guitar. I got this. I can't do it. Somebody else copy and paste the lyrics in there. We can all have a sing-along tonight. Uh-oh, we lost a viewer. Great. It must have been they must hate Warrant. How can you hate Warrant? Well, I guess you can hate Warrant. Janie Lane is dead. That's a crazy thing to me. All these musicians that have died in my lifetime. Now, before my lifetime, obviously, there's the 27 Club, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, all those fantastic musicians that passed away long before their time. What was my point in all that? I don't remember what my point was. But here we are, resting at 700. It's awesome. I want to thank each and every person who has joined the 700 Club, which is probably not the exact term I was looking for, but last year around this time we were at 500, and over the course of the last year, people like Jess and my wife and Artie. I have to thank Artie. I have to thank Rick Brady. I have so many people I want to thank, but the people that really have really pushed it and helped and really been there to get us 200 more subscribers over the course of the last year is amazing. And with the rate at the growth and stuff, I can only hope that, things keep looking up. And so I want to thank everybody who's been a part of this journey over the last 10 years of creating content for YouTube. It's been amazing, and it's become something that I never thought it was going to be. My original plan was to do this for a year and just leave something for my kids and their kids to be like, hey, there's my grandpa, there's my great grandpa out there on the internet doing something, whether it be eating Oreos or talking about life experiences. That was the original intent of all of this, and here we are 10 years later with 700 subscribers, which some may look at that and be like, whatever. But to me, that's amazing. It is dumbfounding to me to be here and say that 700 people cared enough to click the subscribe button. So if you happen to be watching this and you look down and that subscribe button isn't hit, do me a favor and just hit it. I'm going to go pee real quick, and I will be right back. A little too much info, I realize that, but give me a second. Jeez, you go pee, and all of a sudden, what do you do now that he's gone? Hell, my name is Jessica, and I'm the Jess. Jess. Without Jess, so many things on this channel would not ever have happened. Being able to not coordinate, cooperate, to work with other people has been the biggest delight ever since the road to 40 ended. And Jess has been a big part of this channel. I can't really go back and add links and stuff, so I'm not going to point up here and tell you to go click on a card that isn't there. But we've done a lot of really fun things on the channel, and I'm super happy and excited that she invited me to be a part of her channel, which, if you are not in the link in the comments above, I did comment her channel out there. You should definitely go out there and subscribe to that. I know right now we've only got 2 viewers, but people of the future who are watching this, if you're into cryptids, the best channel on YouTube to watch anything cryptid bits with general tidbits. I mean, mainly because I'm on a few of those episodes. Otherwise, I'd tell you go anywhere else. But no, it's phenomenal. Getting to work with old friends, my friend Artie has been absolutely awesome. Frank and Corey and Jess, we have another channel. I'll try to link it in the comments as well. We don't do a whole hell of a lot, only due to the fact that I was the individual who was editing those episodes. It's called High from Space, and it's kind of a bummer that there's not more High from Space to be able to share with you guys. It's one of my favorite things is working with my friends and creating this channel. And I learned that after the road to 40, because sitting here alone for a year, 300 episodes, 301 episodes, whatever the road to 40 was, was fun. It got a lot off of my chest, and it opened up doors to allow me to do more things in the future. But working with people is my absolute favorite thing in the world, and I love sitting and drawing with Artie, and I love talking about random crazy stuff with the guys and gal from High from Space. I think it's phenomenal. But the most important thing, and the reason why I was here tonight, is basically to thank everybody who helped get me to this point of 700 subscribers. We are really on a roll at this point, and I don't know where I've been able to tickle the algorithm, maybe in a little spot over here, over there. But lately I've noticed that every third video is getting, in the hundreds of views, whereas normally I'm lucky if I get 50 views on a single release that I do, a single episode. So to be here now at 700 and seeing views of 300, 500, 1,000 views on a video is an absolutely amazing thing. And I hope that continues to grow. I think we're going to stick around here till about 8 o'clock tonight and just see where things go. But we are currently celebrating reaching 700 subscribers. And hopefully before the night closes out, we'll add some to that number. And if not, that's not a big deal. This isn't about that. It's really just about saying thank you, and thank you to Jess, and thank you to Frank, and thank you to Artie, and thank you to Corey, and thank you for Rick Brady for opening up the whole world of hot to me, something that I never knew I'd want to be a part of, and I love being a part of it now. So that's super, super important. And like I said, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask, I'm going to try to answer them in the comments. However, I am also trying to collect questions for a very special episode of the podcast coming out not coming out, but we'll be filming, I believe, the last week of this month. My friend Jess, who is here now, I think she's here now. We're going to be doing a Hot Ones type episode, which will be I'm going to supply her with a bunch of questions, and then we are going to answer them as I try hotter and hotter. Probably chicken nuggets, because I don't like wings. We talk about food for a minute here. I hate food on my hands in food. I don't like the idea of it. Like, there's very few foods in my life that I enjoy using my hands to eat. 9 out of 10 times, if I go out to like a restaurant and somebody brings me out a burger and it's like this, it's getting the old fork and knife treatment. I am not going to be lifting that up to my mouth and putting it in my mouth. It's just gross. It gets everywhere. I hate food on my hands. I don't know why we're talking about that at this point, other than the fact that I want to entertain you, all two of you right now. The Vodkast has come a long way. And in the next year, what I really want to see things happen with is I want to see a little bit more focus. We're going to be transitioning a lot more to probably a weekly Dungeons and Dragons type episode. So if you're into Dungeons and Dragons and hearing the thoughts of somebody who will be 50 at the time, telling you about their experiences and giving you advice and stuff like that, I would definitely hit that subscribe button and increase my number by 1 because it's been a big part of my life ever since high school. I think I was originally I got the original red box when I was about, probably about 12 years old. My grandmother bought it for me at a yard sale. She brought it home, and I'd always been interested in Dungeons and Dragons and the idea of it. But I also grew up in a relatively strictly, I don't want to say strictly Christian household, but like I was raised to not play D&D because it was, part of an occult thing, or at the time, the panic, the whole, what is it called? There's a term for it. The satanic panic that happened in the 80s. So I didn't have that opportunity to play Dungeons and Dragons till I was about 16. My good friend at the time, Joe Hooper, oddly enough, who was a part of Winthrop Street Baptist Church, he led a Bible study that I was a part of, kind of really introduced me to that. It started out with the art of Larry Elmore. Larry Elmore is one of my favorite artists ever. He's an amazing painter, and I fell in love with the cover of Dragons of Autumn Twilight, which was the first book in the Dragonlance series. If you've never read it and you're into fantasy, then you're crazy. Go buy it, right? Stop watching this and go buy it right now and read it, because it changed my life in many ways. And one is it introduced fantasy into my life. and two is it brought Dungeons and Dragons into my life. Something that I never thought would be such a big part of my life, and now 30 years later, I'm still 30. I was 16, 46. Yeah, so more than 30 years, it became more and more integral to my happiness, I guess, in a way. I really love the idea of creating a world and telling stories in this world, and creating just an experience for other people who come into my games to walk away and be like, wow, that's what I want Dungeons and Dragons to be about. And so as we move past the road to 50 after February, starting probably, mid to late March, moving into April, we're going to get deeper and deeper into that Dungeons and Dragons content. Also, I've got a great segment that's going to be coming up, hopefully a monthly segment. I haven't really ironed out the details, but my good friend Artie, who, if you've never checked out, I think there's only one existing episode. I'm currently editing another episode that we did several months ago, but trying to balance like new episodes with editing existing and old stuff has become a challenge to me. And it's one of the main reasons why I think you guys don't see as much High from Space as you did 2 years ago when we were really deep into it. The editing process, I can film an episode in 15 minutes. I can eat Oreos and tell you what I think about them in no time at all. However, after that point, like, the editing process is really the time consuming part of it. And oddly enough, it is probably my second favorite part of the whole process. I love sitting down and editing video. When I know it's my content or the content of High from Space or anything like that, I really enjoy that a lot. And so D&D is the road to the future for the Vodkast, most likely. Not that we're ever going to stop doing Oreo reviews or any product that I'm very interested in or products that you would like to see me review. So in the future, if you're not seeing as many food reviews and demos, it's due to the fact that I'm really kind of focusing on other things. And Dungeons and Dragons is going to be a lot more time consuming than anything else has been in the past. So whether that's a weekly or a bi-weekly, we'll see where that goes. But I've really enjoyed doing it. And I've noticed that over the last year, doing more of those have brought more attention to the channel. And it's something that, it'd be stupid for me to continue with. If you want success with YouTube, you should do what you love. You should never do what the algorithm is telling you to do. You should never do what other people are telling you to do. You should always do what you love. So doing what I love has brought me to 700 subscribers. And I've experimented over these last 10 years. We've done different things. We've reviewed a lot of products that, I don't know, normally I would never consider reviewing, but it's a fun time. Speaking of things we're going to be reviewing, hang on. Whilst at the store recently, I found the new Oreo Puffs that will be coming up probably before January is over. I told you guys at the beginning or at the end of December that basically January was going to be the lost episodes, which it has been for the most part. I've released a lot of episodes that I filmed over the course of the last 6 to 9 months, and they've come out now. Oh, Nutter Butter cookie sandwiches coming out. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, this is the problem. Well, that's not really the problem. Like Nutter Butter cookie sandwich, like I really want to. Oh, Little Debbie. Yeah, Little Debbie Nutter Butter cookie sandwiches. I'm oddly enough, that's one of the few products outside of my wheelhouse of Oreo stuff that I'm absolutely going to review as soon as I can find them. I was at Walmart tonight trying to look for them because the Nutter Butter or the Nutty Buddies or whatever they're called, those are delicious. I love those. They're probably my favorite Little Debbie product that she puts out, that little slut. And I'm very much looking forward to the sandwich version of those that, they're kind of like the oatmeal pies, which are great. My wife just made some oatmeal cream pies, some homemade ones that blew Little Debbie out of the water. And so I am very excited to try those. So those are definitely, it's not like we're going to completely disregard each and every product that comes out. If I have an interest in it, or if someone who watches the channel has an interest in it, I'm going to continue to do that. However, the main focus will be a bi-weekly Dungeons and Dragons episode. as well as doing stuff with my friends like Jess and Frank and Corey and Bob and Artie. Artie, as a matter of fact, we've been discussing, and I was just going to talk about it a little bit, is we're going to be doing a segment called Dungeons and Dragons and Drawing, where we're going to come up with a monster every week. We're going to come up with the stats for that monster, and then independently, we're each going to draw our version of that monster and put it out there on the internet for you guys to use in your home games, your homebrew games. You know what I'm saying, guys? What else? What else is there to discuss? Questions, comments. Funny, our viewership is kind of up and down here. We're at 2. I'm assuming that's Carol and Jess at this point. I don't know though. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. We reached 700 before the end of road to 50, and that's where I wanted to be. So I'm very excited about that. And like I said, I would love to see, at the end of next year when we're doing this kind of live stream, I'd love to be able to tell you guys, we're only, 40 viewers away or 40 subscribers away from reaching 7,000, because I have full faith in the fact that if you do what you love, it may take over 10 years, but you'll eventually get there, or you won't. But you know what? If you're true to yourself, you will never fall. That's not my line. I think that's the Beastie Boys. 27 Club. We were talking about that at one point too. Oh yeah, the fact that Janie Lane is dead, like the singer of Warrant, like in my day, it was always talking about like the Jimi Hendrixes, the Jim Morrisons, the Janis Joplins. Those are 3 J's. That's interesting. So it's J's and 27. They kind of go hand in hand with death around 27. I don't know what my point about all that was, but we were playing Heaven a little while ago. I used to play that back in the day about 20 years ago, even till today. Obviously, I love still playing music. I love creating music. I love writing music. It's been a long time since I've written a song, but I used to love to play cover songs from 80s hair bands, and it was kind of my wheelhouse. So, yeah. All right, it looks like we're still at 700. I'd like to get to maybe 799 tonight before I log off. So I will be here until the wee hours of the morning. If you guys have any questions, please throw them in the chat. You got anything you got to say? I once again, I want to thank everyone who has got us here. To reach 700 subscribers is a mountainous number that I never thought we'd get to. And I don't even know if initially when I first started this channel, it was all about making something of this channel. Initially, if you go back and watch the very first episode of The Road to 40, it is really rough. Shitty camera, shitty audio. But first, let me thank a few other people here. I want to thank Brad Rigo, who helped me set up, my video, set up my lighting. Without him, this would probably still look like shit. Bob Melanson for helping me, hooking me up with all the plugins that I needed to make it sound good, so that you guys aren't hearing pure shit coming out of all these episodes. So thank you guys very much for helping me improve the channel. And thank you all for joining me here tonight. Thank you for joining the channel, subscribing to the channel, and being a part of this journey, which I see no end to. No matter what happens, if I died tomorrow and we died at 700, I'd be happy with what we accomplished here on the channel. However, I would love to, I would love to live a much longer lifetime, and I would love to see in 10 years the channel be a much bigger thing. But if it doesn't grow to the point where it's something that becomes my lifestyle, that becomes my occupation or whatever and whatnot, it still has been a resource for me to share information, history, life stories, Oreo reviews. It's a tool that I couldn't have begun to imagine back in 1994 when I got my first computer, that I would be here today sitting and talking to people on the internet about what I do, why I do it, how I did it, and thanking them for being a part of the journey. So without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And I don't know if I would have the motivation to do it. Like, I love doing it, and I love sharing with you guys. I love sharing episodes. I love sharing history and stories. even just reviewing Oreos. I love doing it. It's just something that when I come into the office in the morning, usually I'll drop off the kids at school, drop off Carol at work if if she needs to be dropped off. And I love coming here and taking a product and sitting here for a few minutes and looking at it and thinking about how am I going to open up this video. And as you guys may know, most of my videos start out with something stupid. I say something stupid like, boy, my nipples look amazing today. There's that snap. We're into it. Greetings. Welcome back to another super exciting episode of the podcast. Just every part of that is such a part of my life now. And I don't know if after the road to 40, if I didn't have interest, if I would have continued doing it or not. So with that interest in mind, like it really, it gave me the motivation and the drive to continue to do it. It made me realize that maybe people are interested in watching a 50-year-old man eat Oreos on the internet. And you could get that from probably more people than just me. So I appreciate it that it's the vodcast that you come to, that you watch, that you subscribe to, and you wait for the next video. So thank you so much. And like I said, as we're getting new viewers here, I just want to say, if you've got any questions, please put them in the comments off to the side. I will answer them to the best of my ability. We do have an episode coming up that I mentioned earlier. Jess is going to be hosting an episode of the podcast where we do a hot ones type episode, and I'm trying to collect questions that I think people would like to know the answers to before we do it. So that'll be coming up. We'll be filming, if all is good and dandy, probably at the end of the month here, probably the last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the month. We'll be filming that. So any questions you want to be part of that conversation, they're right over there. There? Here. It's so hard. Everything's flipped and mirrored. So many things have changed since, well, let's see. What is it? It's 2025. So 2014 began the journey, I think, to where we are today at 700 subscribers. It was the road to 40 was supposed to be my biographical story of things that have happened in my life, things that were going on in my life, and things that I wanted to share with you guys. So where are we now? A whole new world. Like, I still love those episodes where we sit and I can talk to the camera. Recently we just, actually, I don't even know if it's out yet. I think next Wednesday it comes out. There's an episode called I Had a Dream, and it's about a dream I had. And it's very personal, very touching, very emotional, in my opinion. I don't know if it'll touch you the same way it touched me. It sounds a little weird now that I'm saying out loud. But nonetheless, I think those are the episodes that I absolutely enjoy the most, unless it's something I'm doing with my friends. The episodes that are biographical are the most meaningful to me, because I feel like I'm leaving a fingerprint for the future, because we don't live forever. And like I always say at the end of the videos, you never know when that last moment's going to come for you. I feel healthy as a dove right now. Is that a saying? I don't think that's a saying, but you just don't know what life is going to hand you from a day-to-day basis. And being able to share personal stories with you that could help you, or that might just be interesting, intriguing for you, is the main reason why I do this. However, you know, I also do enjoy talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I enjoy tasting hot products and telling you how hot they are. I like watching or having you guys watch me suffer through hot things. That's super important to me. Entertaining you, I've always considered myself some form of an entertainer, whether it be through art or music or this channel. I just love doing it. I love doing it. I love sitting here. I love the process. I love creating the thumbnails. And I just wish it was something that would bring in revenue. You know, and someday maybe it will, maybe it won't. But nonetheless, it's never going to stop me from doing this. And as long as there is a single person who is enjoying what I'm doing, I will never do it. I always told my drummer Mario, when I was in a band called Lunch Meat Circus in Geycen, before every show, you know, it doesn't matter who is there. You perform as though there are a million people watching. And I hope I've always done that for you through this channel. I hope all 700 of you who have subscribed have taken something away from this channel that is put a smile on your face or left you with some kind of profound new epiphany in your life. I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, anyone of any importance that should be warranting that. And just the fact that we are where we are with this channel, like it melts my heart to see 700 subscribers. So thank you a lot. Anywho, I'm gonna stick around for the next 15 minutes. I'm not gonna, talk your ears off. I'm not gonna repeat myself as I've been doing over this last 45 minutes or so. So if you got any questions, now's the time to ask them. I think I mentioned these. This is interesting because these are Oreo Puffs. You may ask yourself, what the fuck are Oreo Puffs? Well, they're the latest iteration of Oreo O's. Oreo O's went the way of the dodo. Apparently, they did not sell that well. They didn't do so well in market testing or whatever, and so now they are gone from the market. So Oreo has decided to team up with Post and put out a new cereal. We're going to be doing this review and demo this week upcoming. We'll be doing more lives in the future. I would love to do more lives in the future. I don't know if people are interested in them or not, but if there's enough interest in them, I would gladly do these because I'm a person who can talk. I love to talk. I love being in front of a camera. I'm a bit of a ham. The very first time I experienced something like this was back in Apopka, Florida. I was 4 or 5 years old, and my dad and my family lived in Yogi Bear Campground, and he was the Baptist minister there. And he asked me to get up and sing Jesus Loves Me, and I did. And I think that was the original spark, the thing that I was like, whoa, if I'm in front of people and I say things or sing things, I get a reaction. And I think maybe that's what breathed it into me. But I love doing these live streams. I would love to have more interactivity with these. I would also love to have more people involved with these. Going live is such a raw thing because like normally like these little pauses, I can edit them out. I can cut them out, but it puts me on my toes and it kind of tests my, will I close it out? Oh, I'd have to, let me look up the chords to that. I could probably do that. I could do an a cappella version, certainly. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. You know why? Because the Bible told me so. I don't talk about the Bible all that much on my channel. I don't talk about religion or politics that much anymore because it's very divisive and very, in this day and age, very, it's a touchy subject. It's a very touchy subject. And it's something that like early on at the road to 40, I loved it. I loved getting off my chest my thoughts and opinions on the minimum wage in this country and free healthcare and all kinds of things. But that's not what brings me pleasure in life. I enjoy, bring it full circle to your first big. Oh, I love it. I love that. I love it, Jess. And let me remind you guys again who are watching or who may watch this in the future. If you're not watching Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits, which I did put a link in the comments, if you check that out, it is the #1 source of cryptid information and things that go bump in the night that you should be checking out. So check it out, subscribe. If you love the vodcast, if you love what I'm doing, then please consider checking out the Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits and subscribing to the channel. Man, yes, Jesus loves me. I need the lyrics to that. I think does it just repeat itself? Let's find out. For the Bible tells me so, and Jesus loves me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. Okay, yeah. All right, I won't sing it yet. We still got about 10 minutes before I'm going to cut out here on you guys, but move my light over a little bit so that I can read this. Oh, wow, there's a lot of lyrics to the song that I'm completely unaware of. I think I might have only sung the first verse and the chorus of that song, but yeah, that is a full circle moment coming back to where it all started, my desire to entertain Being an artist is a tough thing, and being an artist the way I am an artist, I don't know if all artists feel this way or not, but if I'm not creating, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused. I'm lost. I'm stricken with this, like, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but desire to do more of it. I just love the arts. I love drawing. I love painting. I love writing music. It's just the biggest part of who I am. And I think if on my deathbed there was some things I'd wanted to be remembered by, as being, a father, a husband, and being an entertainer of some sort, a creator, a musician, an artist. I guess artist sums it up, kind of puts it all under one rooftop. So but this live stream thing is fun. It's just hard to fill the time when you really don't know what to fill the time with. Most of it was supposed to be about thanking you guys for reaching 700, but obviously we're going to fill it with whatever we can. And if that means I have to sing Yes, Jesus Loves Me, then so be it. And I think a cappella would make far more sense than trying to play it with the guitar, because the very first time I ever performed it was without a guitar. And that was something interesting too. I'll bring this up. I had a dream the other night, and like I said, there is an episode coming out next week. I believe it's next Wednesday, called I Had a Dream. And it was a dream about, I can't even say that it was a dream for sure, but my grandmother Mary Green, my uncle Stephen Crowninshield, and this woman Mrs. Plummer, who I used to go on vacation with her and my grandmother every summer to York Beach, Maine. I had a dream that it felt like I met them again, and I'm not going to get into it. I want you guys to watch that and experience it the way I experienced filming that episode. So, but it made me dig this out, and this is a very interesting book that my mother put together. It's basically the history of our family, every news article that we were ever in, any member of the family, every obituary, every social security card, every military discharge, every photograph going back to like I imagine the 20s or 30s are kind of contained within this. And that's a part of the channel that I think I want to incorporate at some point. Is my mother wrote me a book, not a book. She took a notebook, and every few months, every few years, she would write something new to me. And I want to share that with you guys, or at least share it with those who are interested with it, family members later on. That 100 years from now, if YouTube is still a thing, that you'll be able to access it and be like, hey, that's my great grandfather when he was eating Oreos, or talking about things that's the thing about YouTube to me. That, like, I also have another video coming out next week called Why You Should Start a YouTube Channel, and it's all about the reason why I started a YouTube channel and why I think it's so important to future generations, whether you have children or choose not to have children, whatever it is. There will be nieces and nephews and cousins and aunts and uncles and so on and so forth 10, 20, 30 years from now that have access to this. This is something that was not available to my parents or my grandparents. And so I have photographs and I have news clippings. But to be able to go and hear, if I could hear my father's voice and see him talking to me about stories, it would be the greatest thing in the world, honestly. Like, I just think that being able to do this and provide this is almost like mandatory, I guess, in a way. Like, why wouldn't you want to leave something for the people you love to be able to access later on, and learn more about you, and maybe more about themselves and their history and their lineage and so on and so forth. We got about 5 minutes left here. I'm going to leave the last 2 minutes to singing you an a cappella version of Yes, Jesus Loves Me. And I think, Jess, that's a brilliant idea and a great way to wrap this all up. But before we go, for the last time, for those of you who weren't here to hear it earlier, I thank each and every one of you guys, especially Jess, Corey, Frank, Artie, Rick, Bob, Brad, for making this what it is today. Because without you guys, I don't know if I'd keep doing this. You're all an inspiration to me, and without my kids and my wife, I certainly would not be doing this. But all the people that I've worked with and the people who have contributed to the channel and shared this with their friends and their family members, it's the reason why I keep doing it. I want to share everything I can with you guys, and whether it's a 5-minute little episode where I talk about a stupid dream I had, or an hour and a half episode of the guys and gal from High from Space talking about stupid things. Like, it's just as important to me. This is so much a part of my life now that without it, I don't know what I would do with that time. And so thank you so much. And of course, thank you to the 700 subscribers that we have now with the channel. And I hope that next year when we're doing this, we're talking about the next 7,000 that we're going to get, or the next 70,000 we're going to get. And there's a little bit of piece of me, a little dreamer inside of me that knows deep down inside, no matter what happens, I will never stop creating to the best of my ability and providing you guys with whatever this channel turns out to be. And I hope you guys always love it. I hope you guys always tune in, and I hope you guys continue to share this with your friends and family. And I hope it's something that is worthwhile. I hope it's something that's not wasting your time. I hope, and if it is wasting your time, if it's a time filler for you guys, I hope that it provides you guys with that which you need the most at that moment in your life. Because no matter what you do, you got to keep making people smile every day and making the world a better place around you, because this world has gotten darker and darker. And I just see these points of light. I see Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits. I see High from Space. I see my friend Scott creating art. I see just the beauty in the world. And I just sometimes don't understand. Hey, Herbie. Thank you for tuning in tonight. You're the best. I love you guys. Herbie, Jess, thank you for always being huge supporters of the channel. I talk about, everybody that's been a part of this channel, but what it boils down to is the two people I think that really have done a lot to encourage me and keep me going are, outside of my family, of course, are Jess and Herbie. So it means the world to me that you guys tune in and you appreciate what I do and encourage me and criticize me when I'm doing something stupid. And I mean that. It means the world to me. So with these last 2 minutes, let me lead you with a little song here. How do I start it? Okay. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Though I may not agree with the Bible anymore in my life, though I may not believe in the things I once believed in growing up, my roots lie in that, and to deny that or hide that is tomfoolery. So thank you guys for coming out tonight and spending Sunday night with me. I hope you guys get up early tomorrow morning refreshed and happy with a smile on your face, and we're going to wrap this up just like we end up every video. Don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier and a little bit more vodcasty together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and in the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, oh, there's no whip. Where's the whip? However, oh shit, I really fucked that up, huh? Never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Ooh. Woo-wee. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, for they are the ones that need it the most. And if no one has told you today that they love you, the Vodkast loves you very much, just the way you are. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you for getting us to 700 subscribers. And thank you guys for being a part of my life. I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road to 50. Take care, my friends, and happy adventuring.